Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to peek behind the curtain of corporate jargon. This time it looks like Commercecom Incorporated is trying to make some adjustments, so buckle up because we're about to decode what this means for the company and its shareholders. And hey, if you like your corporate news simplified and to the point, make sure you are subscribed and don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description below. We're building a great group of folks there. Alright, so here we are looking at a Form 8K filing from Commercecom Incorporated. Think of this as a special report that companies have to file when something important happens between their regular, more detailed reports. This particular filing is dated as of the 31st of December 2025, but the report itself was actually filed a bit later on the 7th of January 2026. Commerce.com Incorporated is a Delaware incorporated company, and you can see their stock is traded on the Nasdaq Global Market under the ticker CMRC. Now, the first big item here is about their financial outlook. It seems that on the 7th of January 2026, Commerce.com reaffirmed its financial expectations for the last quarter and the full year of 2025. This isn't really new news, as they had already put out a press release about this back in November 2025. Basically, they're saying, what we told you we expected to earn, we still expect to earn. This isn't a surprise announcement, just a confirmation. Next up, and this is where things get interesting, is about costs related to exiting or disposing of activities. On the 31st of December 2025, the company decided to implement a plan to realign its current workforce with its ongoing cost structure. In simpler terms, they are making some changes to their staff. This is being done to optimize costs and become more efficient in 2026, with the goal of leading to profitable revenue growth. So what does this mean financially? The company already booked an expense of about $7.4 million in the last quarter of 2025 for this plan. They expect to spend another $6.5 million in 2026. These costs are mainly for things like severance pay for employees who are leaving, fees for lawyers or consultants, and other related expenses. They anticipate that this workforce adjustment will affect their operating cash flow by about $3.4 million in the first quarter of 2026, and a total of $12.2 million for the whole of 2026. They believe this plan will be mostly finished within 2026. It is important to note that these are estimates and the actual costs could be different. They're also being upfront and saying that there is a possibility of other unexpected costs popping up as they go through this process. They also mentioned that these kinds of charges will be excluded from their special non-GAAP financial measures, which are basically their own adjusted ways of looking at their profits. Now, for a bit of a leadership shuffle, as of the 1st of January 2026, Daniel Lentz, who has been the Chief Financial Officer since July 2023, has also been appointed as the Chief Operating Officer. He will continue to be the CFO as well. The good news for him is that there will be no change in his current salary or benefits because of this new role. The report also states that there are no secret deals or understandings behind this appointment, and Mr. Lentz doesn't have any personal stake in any transactions that would need to be disclosed. Towards the end of the report, like many companies do, they've included a section called Forward-Looking Statements. This is basically a legal disclaimer. They are saying that some of what they've said in this report, like their estimates for costs and benefits from the workforce plan, are based on their current beliefs and expectations. But they warn that actual results could be very different because of various risks and uncertainties. They advise us not to put too much trust in these predictions, and that they don't have to update these statements unless the law requires them to. This is standard practice to protect themselves from lawsuits if things don't turn out as planned. And finally, under exhibits, they've listed the cover page interactive data file. This is basically the digital document that allows for easier processing of the report by computers. And the report is signed by Hubert Ban, Senior Vice President, on behalf of Commerce.com Incorporated. Now, let's put on our analyst hats. The workforce realignment at Commerce.com Incorporated costing them potentially over $13 million in expenses and cash outflows. Signals a company that is actively trying to control its costs and improve its operational efficiency. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially if the company is looking to grow profitably. The appointment of Daniel Lentz to also be Chief Operating Officer without a change in compensation suggests he is seen as a capable leader who can take on more responsibility. He'll now be overseeing both the financial health and the day-to-day operations. This could streamline decision-making, or it could overload him if not managed carefully, looking at the entire picture. Commerce.com Incorporated seems to be in a phase of strategic adjustment. They are cutting costs and restructuring internally, aiming to set themselves up for better performance in the future. The key risks here, as they themselves acknowledge, are that these plans might cost more than expected. Or they could negatively impact their ability to keep and attract skilled employees, or even disrupt their ongoing business operations. The success of this plan will hinge on how effectively they manage these transitions, and whether the cost savings translate into tangible improvements in profitability and sustainable growth. It is a calculated move, and the market will be watching closely to see if these adjustments pay off. Alright, that is our breakdown of Commercecom Incorporated's latest filing. What do you think about these workforce changes and the dual role for their CFO? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis helped you understand this report better, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community, link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.